Well, thank you for coming. We have had to go out this year to RFP both for our external and our internal audit services. The internal audit we had out for a 3-year term, and the external audit we have out for a 5-year term. So in reviewing the external audit, which we had a proposal from Mengel, Metzger, Bar and Company. We also had a proposal from EFPR Group. And when you look at both proposals, they are, forgive me, I had something in. Both of the proposals are for the 5-year. They had all of the disclosures signed off on. We don't have to award to the low bidder because it is a service. But for EFPR, we'll review them first. For year 1, their total was $24,300. Year 2, $24,800. Year 3, $25,300. Year 4, $25,800. And year 5, which goes into 2025, $26,300. So the way the RFP was written, it's a 3-year term with possible 2 1-year extensions on that. So that is for both groups. Mengel, Metzger, and Bar, when you look at how they've rated it, they have a base fee and they also have a free fee for a depreciation schedule. So to compare apples to apples, you have to add both of those together. So for year 1 for them, it's $23,450. Year 2, $23,975. Year 3, $24,500. Year 4, $25,125. And year 5, $25,550. They both have references from other districts that they do. Mengel, Metzger, and Bar is our current external auditor. And then, do you want to talk about them first? Do you have any?
How long have they been our external auditor?
So, at least for the last 10 years. Prior to my coming here, and then we had done an RFP 5 years ago, and they were the ones that were chosen.
Okay.
So I have to say that it's if it were my recommendation, I would stay with Mengel, Metzger, and Bar. They know our district, they know our accounting. They have been able to work with our staff, and in terms of quality of output, bar none.
Okay, yeah, I think that was my next question, is if you did have any issue in the 10 years with them. I mean, is there any reason to change? It seems kind of nice to stay with the familiar, and they obviously know the time frame and everything. Yeah. And I have loved their reports. I've never seen any issue in the reports that they give, in the public session. So I don't see any need to change. I don't know what anyone else's opinion is.
And any new firm that you bring in, they're going to have a learning curve. They're going to really have to look. So the first year is more of a, what are you doing? Look at the old reports. So we wouldn't have to have that, but
My recommendation is that we stick with the ones that we currently have. I think, first of all, I do know the firm prior to being here. I worked with them in a prior district. Never had an issue with them. They were always strong in terms of their output. They tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, whether you like it or not. And for our district, I think at this point in time, they will provide continuity and consistency. So my recommendation would be that we continue with the firm that we've been working with. I think that they have done a great job in the past. They highlight where issues are. They tell you what it is, and I don't think there's any reason just to change. My thought would be to keep it as is. That's my recommendation.
I'm on board with that.
Okay. So our next one is for the internal audit services, where they do a risk assessment and they do some testing for in certain areas that the audit committee has requested. The first one is D'Arcangelo, and the other firm is Bonadio. Currently, we have Bonadio who is doing our internal audit. I have to say that D'Arcangelo's numbers of 22,000, 22,500, and 23,000 are more in line with an external audit than an internal audit. Bonadio is 14,300 flat for the next 3 years. If you just look at it as a cost perspective, Bonadio is under, although you do have to look at the hours too. D'Arcangelo was putting in estimating at 220 hours for testing, and Bonadio is between 110 and 125 per year, which has been sufficient for what we have needed in our district. There has been one time since I've been here that we did need a specialty audit, and that was very reasonable.
Did you have a question, Tom?
Well, I was just, no, I going over what Nancy was saying. I had the hours at 118. I averaged them out at 118. And I was going to ask exactly that. Have we exceeded those hours and had to utilize, additional, been charged hourly above the base rate at any point? And is that somewhat similar with Mango Metzger as well, Nancy? We have our base hours. Have we ever exceeded those? Have we ever gone into a situation where we've done hourly?
Not with Mango Metzger and Barr. We have with Bonadio, and that was for a specialty audit.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because when I broke it down on an hourly average, what we're paying, per hour on that. And at first I didn't realize the internal versus external when I saw the 3-year versus the 5-year and the price differential, but looked at the hours. So, that makes perfect sense to me.
And if you look at D'Arcangelo's presentation, it seems like they're missing some things in there. So, like their methodology for internal audit, none of that appears in their document. They have all of the signed
forms that they needed.
Forms, but nothing in terms of substance other than the amount.
So again, I would recommend we go with the Bondino company. That's my thought. I'm not sure. I think that's Nancy's thought as well.
It is.
That's my recommendation.
I mean, in the 3 years that I've been here, it's been a good relationship on both fronts when we've had to utilize them. And I know when Tom Zuber has come in, and made the presentations, it's a good relationship. I think that's the basis for the best communication that we can have as well. So it works for me as well.
Okay.
Nancy, have we used the same firm again, roughly same 10 years, longer?
No, 3 years.
Just 3 years for this one. Mm-hmm. But we're very happy with them.
Yep, and I'm going to schedule, I just got draft reports. So Bonadio has done some testing in areas that were recommended by the audit committee. I'm going to bring back a payroll audit that they've done for internal audit. One on IT, which has to be done in that one is really sensitive, so that one cannot be made public. And then there is another one that they did on capital projects. So I'm still reviewing the draft reports with Bonadio. as those are done, they'll come in and present to the audit committee.
Now, Nancy, you spoke of the specialty audit. Was that like the controller asked for it or nice?
No, that was personnel related.
Gotcha. So it's one the district asked for then?
Yes.
Gotcha. Perfect. Wonderful. Yeah, I don't see any reason to change from your recommendations at all.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be bringing them to the board for approval at the next board meeting.
Great. And then we would be coming back shortly with additional reports for the board to kind of, for the group to look through. That would also need to go to the board shortly thereafter about the next group of reports.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good?
Yeah, Jim, are you all good with everything?
Oh yeah, you guys were bringing up the same things that I was thinking. So, you know, it amazes me the difference between the hours for the internal. It doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, you look at something that's almost twice as much, and it's why it comes, especially when they, like you said, Nancy, they don't give a lot of specifics.
Correct.
You know, so you look at the difference between 120 and 220 hours where there's no real documentation in there.
Yeah, I was wondering whether that it was just missed or maybe, and then I had to count the pages because I wanted to make sure that we received the full one. But we looked at all of the ones that we received.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
That's all we got.
You're
All right.
welcome. Thanks.
That's all? That's it?
That's all.
Well, thank you.
Thanks. Have a great evening.
Good night.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.